So we're thinking about the way that we need to put the big rocks in first, and one of the big rocks is, of course, money. What we do with our money, how we manage our money, how we, in biblical terms, steward our money, because I think that's what we're meant to do. Money is a means of exchange, and if we can keep it like that, then we win. But when money becomes mammon, then we've got problems. Jesus personified the whole money system as a mammon thing, gives it a personality and a character, calls it unrighteous. It's called you cannot serve God and mammon at one stage. And so he gives it this spiritual identity, this spiritual power. And I believe very deliberately so, because money wants to dominate our lives. There is a sort of spirit behind money that Jesus calls mammon that wants to dominate us, as evil spiritual powers do. So, in fact, it's the only spiritual power apart from God and the devil who are mentioned in the New Testament by name. So mammon is a powerful force, and we need to make sure that it doesn't dominate our lives. And the three ways that it wants to dominate us, as far as I can see, are desire, wanting more and more, just a little bit more was how Rockefeller said we need to be happy, just a little bit more, and that desire for more is so saturated in our society that it's really hard to escape this. Just a bit more earning, just a bit more spending, just a bit more owning, and it's really hard to escape that. And I think somehow we need to be radical in the way that we seek to stop money dominating our lives by this incessant desire for more and more. And Paul says, be content. I've learned, he said, to be content. We can learn that. And he says that godliness with contentment is great gain. We win if we are content. And so there's something strong and healthy about being content. There's something powerful about giving, because it breaks the desire thing in us. It shows us how much desire we have sometimes because of the reluctance that we have to give, which is why Paul says God loves a cheerful giver. If we can give cheerfully and generously, then it's evidence that the power of the money monster has been broken in our lives. And something happens as we give that breaks that power, that quietens that voice, and that sets us free from the need to accumulate more and more and more. Another way we can do that is thanksgiving, being grateful to God for that all that we have has come from Him. And that's a really good habit to do. And someone said at the last recession that we will get through this by giving and thanksgiving. And I would suggest fasting somehow, just going a week without unnecessary purchases, or refusing to spend any money for a day, or I don't know, no new clothes for a year, or whatever it is. Just a way of holding the money monster in check so that desire doesn't dominate us. You know, desire can be a big factor whether we have none or lots. Our heart can still be captured by desire, and we need to guard against that. Another way that the money monster seeks to dominate our lives is by debt, and that's again a powerful thing that ruins people's lives. And I just want to say, you know, be careful. It's a slippery slope. Let's be really wise about the commitments that we make and the way that we steward our future income now by getting in debt and committing our future income. I think that's we're told to steward our resources, not steward our future resources. So I think we just need to be wise and careful about how we get into debt. And it might be a helpful discussion to talk about different attitudes to debt that we have in the group, because there'd be so many different ones. But we need wisdom and help to deal with that well and wisely. And the third way that money seeks to dominate us is by making all the decisions, by telling us that we can't afford it. And I would just encourage you to just stop saying that and start to think differently about the stewarding of your finances. And Ben is offering some great conversations about budgeting and about controlling our money. And if we do that, we win, because we keep money as a means of exchange rather than as a spiritual power that will seek to dominate us. So there we go. Have a great time as you think about money. Maybe there's some testimonies about giving as well. Maybe there's just some wise advice for each other. But pray that we would be able to keep this thing in order and do it well, that this big rock would be, that we would be able to put that into our lives well in order that everything else can fit. Have a great time as you talk about these things. I'll see you in a bit. Bye bye.